Welcome back, lords and ladies, to another Strong Arms and Swift Steel 2 Hotseat, where we have an adoption for Sumner Stark. Now, of course, I'm going to say yes. It's Stark, of course. Great person. Going to be giving him Dairy Keep. That way he's more loyal. Now, Mondri's the heir. I'm still curious to know what his last name is. So, he's besieged. Is it Salt Pans? Yeah, it's Salt Pans. So he's besieged Salt Pans, so I thought, oh, this is no biggie. My army's definitely in range. Well, no. Barry, come on. It's a textbook mistake. So basically with that in mind, we have to fall back because this entire area is going to be basically undefendable if we're hit by the river. So I'm going to need to figure out a way to ford up this entire area so we'll be safe. And I'll need to station at least 2 armies over here, just so I'm okay. Or the simple equation is reclaim Salt Pans and we'll be fine, which is what I hope for. Oh, damn. Oh, good, we can still see that. So yeah, Stannis moved over here. Next turn, he'll move to be in range of all this, probably ford off, but still be in range. So whatever Monterey's does, Stannis will be there to back him up next turn. But if he's besieging anything, then he's gonna die, so yeah. So I basically will retreat. I'm not gonna show that because it's pointless to do. I've already done it too many times. Clegane. Killing the last fray. Walder died of old age, thank goodness. Oh, I actually did this where Sandor moved out and Mandan was the one here, so then I could use Stannis, or not Stannis, excuse me, Tywin, to use his Night Fighter ability. So I need Night Fighter it, kill them all. 30%. Ooh, we got a Heavy Lancer this time. Well, he got scarred as well, which he didn't get when I was doing it, so there you go. Stark has moved up a fleet. 2 ships, Walder Rivers and Howland Reed. I kind of made an assumption that it was them, or I guessed. Now, it's a clear defeat, which makes little to no sense to me. When, if you look at a sailor, okay, we'll look at a sailor. That's 6 defense, 4 attack. Okay, if you look at this, it's 8 attack, and this would be 4 attack, so that's 12 versus 2 6s, which would be 12. Except the odds were a little bit more in our favor, so it's just screwy like that. I don't like that. But yeah, won that battle. Do something like this. Toss them on there. I do something like this. Make sure that ship's in the middle. Of course, I grab that other spearman unit. This guy goes a little farther. Maybe 1 more tile forward. Maybe this guy too in the middle. And then our ships will be done, so then they'll have that block this spot, this area of control. If they go in, they'll have to stop. So then they won't be able to land here. They would have to go all the way around. So now Stark will be left with a choice. Does he either swim back over here and land his troops and get trapped, or over here and get trapped, or anywhere here? If he just sails back up north, he'll be fine, but if he sails back to the Riverlands, he'll be screwed. I kind of hope he goes back to the Riverlands, but it's unlikely. I think he'll probably go up north, just somewhere that's safer for him. But as he does have troops in his ships, so I might be able to catch up to him if he sails north. It just depends where he goes. So I've got to go after that it'll be defeated over there somewhere. Next turn, I send one of my sailors after it. I left these guys here to kind of see if I could bluff Renly into leaving, and it kind of worked. More so, I want to believe because they want to be on the defensive now because he's been, as he posted, he said he feels like he's been too much on the offensive. He was a little early with his attack over by Hornvale or Silverhill. So he brought John Fossway's army back over here. He had left 2 armored spearmen and something else as well. Humphrey Hewitt, of course. So that just means Randall Tarley's army, I believe it could go somewhere around here. And I tested army movements to see if infantry could get anywhere close to what I'm going to do over here. And I didn't believe so. Alright, so we're going to do something like this. Grab you. Do something like that. Clear victory. I think like 7, it was 34 losses, but it wasn't too bad. So have them run back up. Okay. I need you to run over here. Okay, this is the interesting part. Monterey's needs to come over here. Alright. This is how I did it, okay? Even though it wasn't working if Balon was the one leading the army, it was working fine. Alright, so we take everybody, give you them. Come over here. We do a quick save, just for luck. Clear victory. Except with like 340-ish losses instead of 600, but there you go. Execute. We'd always get this. Oh, he got great speaker. Nice. And this time he didn't get feels unappreciated either. But I'll reject that because I don't want Monterey's to get lazy or unloyalty, bad loyalty. That's bad. So then I have Monterey's join up with... Oh, you guys have more movement than I tested. Okay, cool. So we do that. Grab you. And they have just enough points. And these guys are just besieging this because they can't attack me with these guys being defeated inside. And I don't have any more troops in range to reinforce Monterey's to prevent this guy from doing some damage. Besides, I will lift the siege, attack this guy again, and crush their army a little bit more, pulverize it preferably. Also, I'd like to ford off the river from being a threat to us. I'd probably do 2 forts here, maybe a fort over here just to shield us. Because I know Randall's coming and that's going to be difficult. I move down Lyle, like right about there I want to say. Because then I have Davin just behind in the trees. I end up grabbing some of these guys, just tossing you. Something like that, I guess. We'll go with that. Next target is Old Oak. I'm going to be pushing on Lord Hewitt's town. It's got a pretty magnificent range there. I end up moving my entire fleet up here, but I probably shouldn't have. Well, actually, it was another, tactic, like, let's see if you got the balls to come after me. And we don't need them to have that, so, because we're still building more ships. And we're fresh out of sailors, so Wait. Yeah, so they have 14 ships here. As I counted, one sailor should be moving up this way to get the Liberation Force and protect the Mander from any further incursions. I'm only going after Golden Grove because it's gonna be impossible to pass this without getting wrecked. Especially after he's, and he'll be scolding himself mentally, so he'll learn his lesson and avoid another instance like this. So, I'll be bribing this. Thank you, friend. Grabbing that. And that's pretty much my turn. Alright, I'm going to show you the end screen because this is not exactly what it looks like. So, see you in a minute. Alright, here we are. I don't know if we looked over the end of turn report. I'm still first militarily, but financially I've fallen and I can't get up. I need life alert now. But I'll be okay next turn. I think I'll have around 10k after I sack Golden Grove and I lose Salt Pans. And Antlers will definitely be under siege, or maybe not. We'll see. I want to see if they'll be drawn away from Salt Pans and go for Antlers. If they are, I'm going to fort off the entire river just to block them and be annoying because I can. Production, Kingdom of the South, for population as well, and me overall. Okay, so, oh, that's right. So the men in this fort, Actually, I didn't use any of them in this siege. I sent them all this way because they might be able to be used as men to fort off this area if I need to, or fort off just this last little bit, or just keep going to be reinforcements. Now, I had to quick save so many times so then I didn't crunch these guys into, less units. I wanted 6 units to stay 6 units because they all have experienced chevrons, not 5 or 4 units. I want them to stay 6. So then I'll have them all retrain over here. I started training these guys. By the time they get there, they'll be done. So I'll have some more professionals. These guys, ooh, I could retrain them and get full plate. Hell, that's a good deal. Same thing for you guys and you guys. Those guys could just get retrained. Fort. I have a lot of fort units. Like all these militia. These 2 units, I just said hell with it. If you want to attack me for them, come get them. I'll fort off, like legitimately use all my forting capabilities just to fort this place off, just to kill Monterey's if he comes over here. Because I believe it's just the guys in Salt Pan or Maiden Pool that would be in range. Just barely. They'd be next to me. They wouldn't be able to initiate an attack. And I want to believe that Kevin will block it with his zone of control, but I don't really care. I don't really know. I changed my capital back to Golden Tooth after I gave him the Silver Hill Ancillary, and that really boosted my economy over here. It gave me another 200 gold, so it was really good. Oh, so this is what it looks like over here. So basically, it was the same thing how I showed you, just better odds here. And I let Balin reclaim the command because that's the majority of the army, and we need it to be in range in case some all hell breaks loose or whatever. So he'll still be a decent commander, but they're both going to be defeated. Golden Grove shall be ours. We're going to pulverize them into the ground and watch them scream. I didn't really check to see if there were any more ships coming. Well, as far as I could tell, there's no more, so we'll be okay for the time being. Yeah, as it stands, I hope the Greyjoys, run by the admin, don't take liberties on me, because they did not take liberties on the Starks. Or, actually, I should say, if they take liberties on me, they should take liberties on the Starks as well, even though I'm beating the crap out of the Starks. That's not fair if the admin goes, well, because you're beating the crap out of them so badly, we're gonna sink your fleet. Well, you can't build up a fleet as fast as you can build up an army or reclaim a raided castle like I've done already. That's like crossing a line between affecting the game's turnout where I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, "Wow, I should have won." No. It's like, yes, you should have, but that all depends if it happens. If it doesn't happen, then it's okay. So yeah, he's gonna go up there, just enough range to get to West Twins. They should not be able to destroy their blacksmiths because there's no escape. I'm in range of both large armies, and there's no chance. No hope! No hope! Unless he throws Rob over here, and Rob's somehow in range. I mean, it depends where he drops off Rob. It all depends on Rob. Rob Stark, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Stark. Now, if Rob is actually able to make a comeback here, I'm going to try and fort off this section here. That way I can take out Seaguard. And then he'll be stuck in this area. And then I can slowly squeeze him either over here or over here and into a corner. And that's why I'm bringing up Tywin, because we have Tywin and Sandor, our two best night fighters. Just depends if he wants to do a siege or not. I probably would get mercs just to make sure that we hammer this home and kill him. But I also have this half stack army, so I have plenty of troops, and I have, oh crap, I don't have 3 night fighters up here anymore. Oh golly. Marbrand, get back here. Actually, Gregor, kick some more ass, please. Yeah, he's not a night fighter yet, so I don't know what to say. Oh, and I forgot to demand a trial by combat for Banefort again. Oh, whatever. Anyways, the troops over here I could not find. I'm guessing they're either moving north or around this way because they were not in the prescribed areas over here where they could be in range of something. So I don't know. It all depends on what they want to do. After this crushing defeat, and once this army is annihilated, I don't know if he'll disband it or not. It just depends. Oh, and I also threw my diplomat in here just in case he had his diplomat in range, so then he wouldn't be able to bribe this as easily. I mean, I have a 14-something authority, leader, but it doesn't mean he won't try and, unbribe that to defeat this, and defeat this, and fort. Well, not really. You can't. You'd have to keep something, another unit or 2 in there. I mean, only 2 of those units are good for the forting, so you'd have to leave at least a unit, 2 units, and then maybe the thing in the fort. And you'd be able to lift the sieges, but it wouldn't help you much. Because Balon would kill you. But preferably, I'll use Armory to take Golden Grove. That way we'll sack it with him, get better bonus. And we'll have either Balon or Monterey's. Probably Monterey's to kill this guy because Balon takes casualties because he's not as good of a commander. But yes. So we are working on our new fleet. Probably want these 2 ships next, along with the next galley. And as many sailors as we can possibly get. Now, it was a hard choice for me between Seaguard and the East Twins. The East Twins, at least I know that they won't be able to siphon my one stack, and have some magic army from the north come and save their asses. That's not going to happen, so. That's not going to happen. I didn't want that to happen. So I took initiative, bribed that, take those two hopefully next turn. If not, I'll take just Seaguard. All depends on where Rob lands. But with that being said, I want to say thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you when I get my next turn. Bear Night out.